Welcome back to the 12 Days of Yoga Challenge. Today is day 7. You are over halfway there, and I am so proud of you for continuing to show up for yourself. So today's posture is wide leg forward fold. There's a lot of variations, a lot of props and additions that we can do. Today we're going to focus on it seated on our mat. Let's get started just like we always do and find our breath. Let's connect to our body through our breath. So find a nice tall seat. If you want to sit on a blanket, feel free. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and then your eyes fall closed if that feels comfortable. Imagine a string from the base of the spine all the way up through the crown of your head, and you sit up nice and tall. And it may feel like work and effort, and that's okay. Proper posture can sometimes feel that way, and nothing wrong with that, but we are mindful and aware. Take a breath in. Notice the expansion you feel beneath the palms. And then exhale, empty, and soften. Take a few more breaths here. We use this time to arrive in our bodies, on our mats, in this space, to settle, to surrender. And here you start to notice the sounds that happen around you, and they slowly fade away because you focus on your breath. Every inhale and every exhale. And when your mind wanders, as it does because we're human, you come back to your breath. Today we're going to talk about being rooted. Finding a strong foundation beneath us so that we can flourish. As with anything, a strong foundation builds the framework for success, happiness, and it all starts right here beneath our hands. Take a breath in. Let the belly fill all the way up. And exhale. 2 more like that. Breathe in. And out. Last one. Start to flutter the eyes open. And let's move into our posture. Okay, so today's wide leg forward fold. Take the legs out nice and wide. And as you do so, you'll notice your limitation. If you feel the pull in the knee, you can soften the knees or come closer together. If you feel it in the hamstring, same thing, soften the knees. But if it's a lot on the inseam of the legs, I want you to go to the distance that feels nice. You feel a little of that sensation, right? No pain, but you feel something. And I want you to hold there. Now you should be on the sit bones of your booty, so the really base of the spine. A key for this to help you get here and to get the tilt forward that you need is to prop yourself up, whether that's on a blanket or blocks, whatever it is. If you don't have this stuff handy, pause right now, go grab some blankets or a couple pillows or something because this one's going to be so good. All right, sit up nice and tall first. Inhale, arms all the way up. And I want you to exhale, start to hinge from the hips here. So the arms are going to stay in line with the ears and the spine is nice and long. Then let the hands come down to the earth in front of you, whether it's on a mat, doesn't matter. All right, once you get there, you're going to creep and crawl the hands more forwards, as if you were going to scoot yourself across the mat, but you're pulling yourself forward, so you're still keeping length in the spine. Now, once you get to the point where you are thinking, that's it, something is holding me back, whether it's hamstrings or the inseams of the legs, whatever it is, I want you to just take a second, breathe in. And maybe you go just a ½ an inch further. Okay, notice the toes. We don't necessarily need to point them or flex them, but straight up to the sky, so not out or in. And then we breathe. Inhale, lengthen spine. Think crown of the head a little forwards. And then exhale, fold. Getting your chest to the mat does not matter. Okay, how low you go doesn't necessarily matter, as long as you feel the sensation. Now, here's where I want to start to find the surrender and the stillness. if you have the props, let's grab them. So go ahead and grab some blocks if you have them, and then sit them up right in front of you. So generally one is going to go on its highest height, and then behind it is a little bit lower. I'm going to use both of mine, so the setup looks like this, and it's going to be just in front of you. Now if you have a pillow, you're going to set the pillow on top. I'm going to use my bolster, and basically I'm giving myself a little bit of a ramp to lay my chest on. So if you don't need any of the props, that's great. If you want to just hang out, that's fine. But once you do this, scooch it in so that it's kind of right up against the hips, and then begin to lay yourself down. And then notice if it needs an adjustment of height. You may be super flexy and go all the way down. Otherwise, you're going to stay here. If you want to rest the forearms and then the forehead, do so. But really feel that nice, deep sensation and stretch in the legs. Always the option to sit up on a block if that feels better, but we start to settle. You can close the eyes and you connect with the breath again, because the breath is the tool that helps communicate that we're okay, that you are safe to release and let go just a little bit more. And by doing so, taking these deeper breaths, that communication gets louder, and you get to surrender a little bit more. I want you to feel the sit bones and the hips rooted into the mat. You feel your legs get a little heavier into the earth with every breath. Relax your jaw. Let your eyes be heavy. Let the shoulders be soft. Can you release more tension? Letting go of the glutes, giving a wiggle of the toes if you need. And then softening into your foundation a little bit more. Every breath is an opportunity for you to surrender, for you to listen to your body, and then choose how you respond. Try to soften the spine, the low back. Notice if you're holding tension. Maybe you can fall a little deeper into your pillow or props. What makes you feel rooted? How do you connect to your foundation? Come back into you. Maybe it's by doing this. By simply being with yourself. No judgment, no shame. Just simply being. And that's enough. Check back in. Can you soften? Did tension transfer in the body? Even though you are still, so much is still going on inside of you, let's quiet the thoughts. And bring it back to the breath and body. Be here now. These moments are yours. Come back into your breath. Inhale. And exhale. You're welcome to stay for as long as you'd like. We hold so much tension in our hips and thighs and legs. So if you need this posture for longer, stay here. Coming back to the breath, checking back in with the body, and surrendering. Let's take a few more breaths together. One more breath in. Try to soften just a little bit more. And being mindful of the stillness you've created, slowly press yourself up, taking your time, no rush at all. When you get there, I like to help the legs by bending the knees with my hands, taking a second to bring them all the way in, moving the props out of the way. Draw the knees in as close as you can to the chest. Wrap the forearms around the spine as you draw the forehead to the knees. Giving yourself a little squeeze, a little hug. Noticing what you feel here. Maybe a rush of energy through the legs, a release in the low spine. Take a breath in. May your foundation always stand strong. May you feel rooted, connected, stable and steady. Allowing yourself to find a deep, solid foundation so that you may rise and grow and flourish. One more inhale. Exhale. Slowly lift the head. Give yourself a little hug, a little squeeze. Open up the eyes. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I hope that you enjoyed that posture, and I'll see you tomorrow.